Hi there, Andre here from Peak Motorcycles. I'm here at EICMA 2021 and I'm at the Triumph stand. So I know the thing that everyone has asked about is information about the new big adventure bike from Triumph, the Tiger 1200. So I'm going to go and see if I can find it here on the stand. So the first thing I've come across actually on the stand is the new Tiger Sport, which I think is the new 660, which is a really nice looking bike. I rode the Trident the other day, which uses the same platform, and I think to put that engine into a bike like this will just be really, really good. I'm going to see if I can have a sit on it. I'm not going to film it because I think I'll drop my camera. To give you a very quick look at what it's like, it's the finish on it. It really is, it's just typical Triumph. It's got, I think, got slightly higher bars than I saw on the Trident, but everything, yeah, looks really, really nice. Really nicely finished. So then, this is a bike that a lot of people have had a lot of interest in. We've all seen the spy shots on the internet and some of the social media content that Triumph have been putting out about it. This has got that same Triumph paint job that obscures it, but I'll try and give you as much of a close-up look as I can. So this is the new shaft drive Tiger 1200, and it just looks really nice. I mean, like, really nice. It's the first time I've seen one up close in person, but yeah, I'm guessing this is still a prototype and isn't actually the finished one, but nevertheless, it does seem to be a very, very interesting bike. I'm guessing this in here is the remote reservoir for the shock. I guess it's trying to keep the weight as low down as possible and to keep the fuel tank in the seat where it is. It makes sense to put it there. It's not started up, so I can't see what the electronics package is like, but it's certainly got a very big screen in there. The controls, I think, look pretty straightforward. Honda, take note, if you compare that to what was on the NT 1100, it's simplicity itself. I mean, just from looking at that, I know what all those buttons do. So yeah, I think it's a really, really nice looking bike. It's sort of quite short and stubby at the back end, but I'm sure it'll come with plenty of luggage mounting options, be very comfortable to up. And yeah, maybe this is the replacement bike for my GS. This thing under here, it does look like there's a few extra mounting things, an extra power socket at the back of the bike, which is always handy. The pillion pegs are a little bit big, but I'm sure they would also remove. It's got the split seat with this big pad at the front. I know that a lot of bikes, they just put like a little tank pad on, but I guess some thought's gone into protection there. On this side, I guess that is the oil level, just on this little indicator in here, which is kind of cool. I'll just have a wander around the other side, see what else I can see. Oh yeah, it's got these built-in spotlights in here, which are actually quite nice, because if you look where they are relative to the bash guard down there, I think that those will actually be protected if you fall off. Quite often they mount them on the outside of these, and yeah, it's something that's never going to last. It's going to give you a quick look round on this side. Again, that big bash guard, just look at that, it's a work of art on the brake pedal there, that really is, when you look at what some other manufacturers just bung on there. But yeah, I think that looks like a quality motorcycle, it really does. Maybe it's time to change the GS. And here we have the incredible Triumph Speed Triple 1200RR. So this is taking the already quite mantle 1200R, putting a cowl on the front and just making it even more like a track focus machine. I think they're brilliant. I don't think I'd get one. I just don't think I have the use for it. But to see how this is all put together, even down to the tail tidy on the back there, really is excellent. And we'll try and show you as much of this as I can. I know people have seen the media shots that came round, and maybe some people have even got them in their local dealers. But if you look at this thing, really is just dripping with carbon fibre. And yeah, it's the paint job looks white until you get up close and you realise it's sort of sparkly white. It does have rear pegs, interestingly enough, but I'm sure this tiny little cowl at the back can be removed for a pillion. I'll just come around the other side. On here, I guess this is just the stock exhaust. Doesn't look anything special. I'm sure it sounds amazing though. And yeah, it's got that big triple hidden away inside there. So I'm just going to shut the camera off now and have a quick sit on it just to see if this is something that's in my future. It's getting pretty busy on the stand now, but there's lots of interest in the Tiger 1200. But I think this, just to give you a close-up look for those that haven't seen it before, the Speed Triple 1200RR really is a brilliant bike. I had the old 1050 and I loved it. Mine was the last one without the electronics. I did try the 1050, the newer one, I think the 2015 onwards, but it wasn't quite for me. But I think this new 1200, again, I know I keep saying this about Triumph bikes, about just how well they're engineered, but you just look at every aspect of this, you know, even things like the the fuel cap. I know it's a silly thing to point out, but you know, when I look at the fuel cap on my CB 1000R, which is a very nicely made bike, it's exactly the same as what's on my CB 300. It's like Honda thought, well, we've made it for one bike, we'll just stick it on another. But yeah, I really love these Triumph Speed Triples. These naked bikes really are something else. So we walk down the line, we've got the Street Triple, which is a 765. I think that was the motor that was adapted for the Moto 2 bikes. And there at the front is the Trident, which I did ride the other week, and I loved. I think this is the same version pretty much as what I rode the other day. I don't think they've got any significant changes coming for 2022, and if they have, they haven't been added to the bikes here. The last few things which I might even walk around and do on the outside. So here we have the Street Scrambler in a new blue colour, which looks rather good. And here I have the 1200 XE. And if you saw my video from the MotoGP, I just love all the little touches on this. Everything from, you know, how the rear mudguard has been made. Tail tidies are rarely a thing of beauty, but this one's not bad. When you then look along it, this new orange paint job with the polished stainless sides and that bracket over the top, I just think looks stunning. And even when you look at these little things, like the header mount onto the engine, some real engineering and thought has gone into that to make it what it is. So yeah, I do love these 1200 XEs. If you could have luggage on both sides, I'd even have a go on one for a retro touring bike. And the very last bike I'm going to look at here at Triumph is the Bobber. So again, I think this was one of the first of these new Bobbers to come out. On this one in particular, you can see the shock under there, so it's not a true Bobber. It does have some proper suspension travel. They've got a really low seat, so if that's your sort of thing, I think it's an ideal bike. I'm just loving the paint job on this one. I haven't seen this before. This is the Gold Line version that they have here, and there's lots of little touches. So even just, you know, the little cap on there is just fabulous. So I'm just going to have a quick walk around the front, and I'll give one last look at all the bikes on here before I finish my video about the Triumph stand here at EICMA 2021. So that's it, that's my video from here at the Triumph stand at EICMA 2021. Some really nice looking things here, especially the Tiger 1200, but even just seeing some of the new colorways on the XE 1200 was kind of interesting. Seeing the 1200, the Speed Triple 1200 RR up close and in person, and just being able to sit on it was a real joy. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what else they announce at the UK show that's coming up next month, and I'll be there for that as well.